Most of the older people tend to be more attached to the previous way of doing things or to traditional values. Yeah, some, not everyone. Yeah, you've got a few old guys who were the used to be rebels, but who had to conform because they were the minority. Mm-hmm. And those few guys, older guys, will say, "Okay, at last I can do what I always wanted, mm-hmm. but I was always the minority." Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they are still the minority. Yeah? Now they get support for doing some change. Yeah? And initially the change adopters are the new generation. Mm-hmm. It's the new generation. There's a famous experiment of some scientists who wanted to save a species of chimpanzees or some kind of ape from extinction. And they were becoming extinct because their natural predators in mm-hmm. Africa were just killing them off. So they decided to do something ecological, and they got a whole tribe of these monkeys and put them on an island. Mm-hmm. And on that island there were no natural predators, so they could develop again and build a larger population. The thing is, they had never been close to the sea. They were inland, and suddenly they were put on an island. So initially, the older monkeys, of course, found the beach to be a bit strange, and they wouldn't even go near the sea. They would keep to the trees, etc., etc. Yeah, but the new monkeys who were born on the island mm-hmm. went to the beach and learned how to swim, mm-hmm. while the old generation never got close to the water. Mm-hmm. So that's, to me, that's it's the same mechanism. Yeah, you know? Yeah. The younger generation is more open to learning a different way, yeah? And all the more these days because they're all interconnected. Mm-hmm. Yeah? So a young guy through Facebook, Twitter, cell phone, anything, can talk and keep in touch with other people mm-hmm. beyond his workspace. When you think of the average worker in the 1950s, the only way he would communicate with somebody outside the company was through a landline telephone. Sometimes you had to go through a switchboard. So it's not likely that you would be chatting with other people who worked in other company. You tended to go through some very narrow and formal communication channels because that's all there was. But these days, mm-hmm. you can be on your BlackBerry or a phone all the time on the web, and you can be talking to people anywhere in the world. So that gives you exposure to different ways of doing things. So the corporate culture becomes more vulnerable, if you will, mm-hmm. more permeable to influences from the outside in. And it reinforces that individual who wants to do things different. If there's a young individual who would like to do things different, in the 50s he was an outcast in the company and he had no choice but to conform. In the 2000s, you have lots of friends and allies that you can chat with, talk with, and that reinforce your point of view. Mm-hmm. So even if you're still inside the company, the only one, you get more strength out of those discussions and you try to make a difference.